Good morning to each and everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Road Surge. I am Pastor Ricardo, and today we are looking at the book of Hebrews 10 from verses 24 to 25, which says, "And let us consider how we stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together as in the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more you see the day drawing near." Now, this is a passage often used for those whose desire is to stay away from church, but it's often misquoted since the whole passage isn't used in its rightful context. Now, the word translated forsaken is used several other times in the New Testament. Jesus had cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" We see this in Matthew chapters 27, verse 46. And then several of Paul's companions, including Demas, the Bible says, deserted the Apostle Paul. We see this in 2 Timothy, verses 4 and 10. God promised, "I will never leave you nor forsake you," Hebrews 13:5. Now, the Greek word aphinio means to abandon or desert. The writer of Hebrews was speaking to a number of Christians who were turning away from the gospel to something that is uncharacteristic of Christ. Now, many of us may have been struggling to stay in fellowship with one another because of various issues with the leadership, issues with the systemic approaches of our services, issues with a brother or sister, or one may simply have turned away from God. All these are examples behind one forsaking ourselves. But the church in Hebrew already made up their minds to abandon or to turn their back on and desert the church. And even the church to go back into the world is abandonment of its worst kind, because what you are actually doing is giving up the blessings and the hope of eternity with Christ in exchange for misery and your ultimate death. The Bible says, as a dog returns to its vomit, so a man returns to his folly. And it makes no sense jumping from church to church, because every church you will recognize has problems of their own, and they are no more perfect than the church you just left. But the Hebrew writer urges us to grow closer, to figure out ways to renew the desire in each other to love and to do good works. He's saying encourage each other so that no one walks away from Christ, since his return is imminent. God bless you.